Can anyone be as unlucky in love as Kaley Cuoco? She's the sexy blonde that every guy dreams of, yet she jumps in and out of relationships like it's a game of hot potato. Twice married and twice divorced, it seems Kaley Cuoco might never tie the knot and tie herself down again. But where did it all go wrong? Let's find out while showing you some of her rare photos. She is now in a serious relationship with actor Tom Pelphrey. But just how serious can it be? Because even though she's got a kid with Pelphrey, she doesn't seem in any immediate rush to get married. As far back as 2018, she said this to Cosmopolitan. "I honestly thought I wouldn't get married again. My ex ruined that word for me." That ex she was talking about was Ryan Sweeting, and judging from those harsh words, he pretty much nearly ruined the concept of love for her. But get this, Kaley and Ryan met in August of 2013, just the following month after she had a fling with Superman star Henry Cavill. But more on Henry later, because trust me, you don't want to miss the juicy details. Anyway, back to Ryan. It must have been one steamy relationship full of hot, fiery passion, because Kaley and Ryan got engaged just 1 month after they first met. So, it will probably come as no great shock that the two called it quits again after less than 2 years of marriage, or 21 months to be more precise. Obviously, the turmoil from that short marriage must have left a deep and lasting scar on Kaley, because even 5 years after their divorce, she was still throwing his name around in interviews, and not in a good way. In that same 2018 interview with Cosmopolitan, she also added this little nasty part about Ryan. "I married someone the first time who completely changed. The person I ended up with was not the person I originally met, and that wasn't my fault. That was his." When they first met, she fell head over heels in love the first day they had dinner together. The second day, the new stud in her life moved in with her. Red flag number 1. By day 2, I was like, "Oh my God, it was so unbelievable," Kaley said in an interview. "I said, this is it, this is it." And it's not hard to see why she fell for him. Ryan Sweeting was a professional tennis player, and Kaley absolutely loves tennis. Here's a fun fact about Kaley Cuoco you may not know. She began playing tennis when she was just 3 years old and played competitively in her teens. Oh, and then there's the fact that Ryan Sweeting is worth around $2 million. So what's not to love, right? Then again, here's another fun fact for you. Throughout her career, Kaley made around $160 million just from Big Bang alone. So Ryan's $2 million suddenly seems like small pocket change. The couple got married in December 2013, but it didn't take long for things to go downhill. In 2015, it was Kaley who reportedly filed for divorce, citing irreconcilable differences.
Yes, I'm getting divorced. You know, last year was very bizarre, and we all go through really weird ups and downs.
And what made it all so bizarre? It was no secret that Ryan had a history of drug use and was once even arrested for it in 2006. Apparently, he also became addicted to prescription medicine after back surgery, and it reportedly played a major factor in the breakup of their marriage. One source told US Weekly that Kaley supported him, but she said he couldn't make the commitment to get sober. Well, that's enough to drive any sane woman mad. But other sources say it was actually Kaley's wild behavior that drove them apart. According to In Touch, Kaley would go out with her friends without her wedding ring and get wasted. She'd drink 2 bottles of wine by herself. Yikes. But remember what Kaley said about not getting married again? Well, turns out she may have lied to herself a little bit, because guess what she did in 2018? Yup, you guessed it. She got married again, but this time things went even more horribly wrong. The breakup of her second marriage and the aftermath of the divorce sent her into a deep, dark depression. In a Variety interview, Kaley would later open up about the trauma, saying, "It was really a super dark time. I just didn't know how to deal with it. I was throwing myself into work to deny my depression and how upset I was." Kaley met Karl Cook in 2016, just a few months after her divorce from her first husband was finalized. Once again, she wasted no time in falling in love, head over heels. This time, she was attracted to the new man in her life over their shared love of horses and animals. "He lets me wake up in the morning and say, 'I want to go and rescue rabbits,'" she explained. "We are the same. Our views are the same. Our morals are the same. He is my perfect match." Karl Cook is a professional equestrian worth over $100 million, and his parents around $4 billion. "I was already involved with horses," Kaley said. "Then we happened to meet at a horse show. It was totally meant to be. We were pretty much a good match from the beginning." And in case you didn't know, aside from acting, Kaley is actually also a professional horse jumper. In 2010, she nearly lost her leg after falling from her horse. The massive animal had crushed her leg so hard that doctors feared they might have to amputate. Luckily, they didn't. They made me sign something that said, "We don't know until we get in there and see this leg, and it could come out that you don't have it anymore," she later said of the accident. The pair dated for 2 years before he popped the question. To say it was an emotional moment for Kaley would be an understatement. Just watch how she took it.
How do you feel, honey? What's on your finger, honey?
We're engaged.
You still haven't said yes yet.
Yes, I say yes.
They got married in mid-2018, but already had fans questioning their love story by 2019 when they were living separately. Their excuse was that they were building their $12 million dream home together and were only living apart until the house was ready for them to move in. It does kind of sound like baloney, but who knows, right? The couple did finally move in together the next year in 2020, but confirmed fan suspicion when she announced her divorce just the year after that. Kaley would later open up, revealing that following the divorce was one of the hardest years of her life. It was horrible, and I developed a stress rash that ran all the way down my body. I literally had fire on my leg for 3 months. I could barely walk. Things got so bad that she even had to call an intervention on herself and ask for help. It was also the first time in her life that she sought therapy. Kaley and Carl's divorce was finalized in 2022, and it once again didn't take her long to hop on the rebound train. Early in that same year, Kaley started dating actor Tom Pelphrey. The pair went public with their relationship in May that year, and just 5 months later, she made an announcement that truly shocked her unsuspecting fans. Baby girl Pelphrey coming. Yup, just months after the two started dating, she announced her pregnancy, a sure testament of the raw passion with which their relationship started. Just like the previous relationships, Kaley says this time it's meant to be, "It was love at first sight. We were immediately connected." But that was pretty much more or less what she said before. And look how those relationships turned out, in heartache and turmoil. And the fact that there's still no ring on her finger, even after a child together, makes you ask, will this one last? Well, so far it seems solid and stable, and maybe a baby thrown into the mix is just the type of glue the relationship needs to make it stick. Kaley loves to share pictures of Tom and baby Matilda on Instagram, so at least that counts for something. Before her failed marriages and the current love of her life, Kaley's love life was nothing short of interesting. The very month before she got engaged to her first husband, Kaley dated Hollywood hunk Henry Cavill. But was there really a spark of love in the air, or was there something more sinister going on behind the scenes? Among the many fan theories is this one. It was all a publicity stunt, and here's why it's not too hard to believe. Kaley and Henry's relationship was a highly public affair that lasted only a few short weeks. And here's the kicker. At the time, both actors were represented by the same PR company. So did she use Henry Cavill to boost her career? The idea is not that far-fetched. In 2014, not long after Kaley and Henry broke up, she confessed that she wasn't all that famous before dating him. "I had no one following me until I met Superman. I've been in this business for 20 years, and my whole life I could go anywhere, do anything. There had not been one paparazzi photo of me until several months ago." The recognition was crazy. So, was it a publicity stunt or a crazy wild fling? The bottom line is this. The relationship ended before it even began, which seems to be Kaley's trademark when it comes to love. The actress has also previously been engaged to a guy named Josh Resnick in 2011. But the couple never got to tie the knot and broke things off not long after the engagement. She also dated her Big Bang co-star, Johnny Galecki. If you think she hopped into a relationship with Galecki as a rebound from another relationship, you're dead wrong. Sure, it seems to be her style, but this time, she was actually still seeing someone else when she started her affair with Galecki. He has such swagger. We were both dating people at the time, but I only had eyes for Johnny. Then, when I found out he had eyes for me too, I was like, uh-oh, this is going to be trouble. However, the couple called it quits in 2009 after 2 years. It seems all her relationships end just as fast as they begin. Kaley also dated actor Thad Luckenbill in 2002. The following year, she dated actor Kevin Zegers. She then briefly dated singer Jaron Lowenstein between 2005 and 2006 before moving on to actor and model Al Santos and then actor Josh Henderson. both in 2007. After Galecki and her brief engagement to Resnick, Kaley was also romantically linked to musician Christopher French, who is now married to Ashley Tisdale. In 2016, she was also linked to actor Paul Blackthorne. So what do you make of her crazy and disastrous love life? Is Kaley Cuoco too quick to fall in love, or just unlucky in love? If you enjoyed this video, there's a good chance you'll also enjoy the one showing on your screen right now. Click, enjoy, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. See you on the next one.